Hey everybody, welcome to Geeky Faucets. I'm Amy Dale.
And I'm Christine Lucasavage.
And this is episode 3. And today we wanted to talk about Galaxy Fest first of all.
It was awesome.
It was awesome.
We had a very good time.
This last weekend and met lots of interesting and fun geeks. Saw Shadowcast.
Yeah, if you don't know what a Shadowcast is, it's actually worth watching maybe just once. So we saw a Shadowcast of Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. And what it is they play the video up on a big screen, and while the video is playing, you have people acting it out.
In costume.
And it's actually quite funny. My favorite was Captain Hammer.
When he came in.
When he came out, they pulled him in like on a skateboard or something.
Yeah.
It was pretty fantastic, but we left shortly after that because we're like, well, okay, Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog is kind of long. I didn't really want to spend an hour watching.
But it was definitely worth the 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's totally worth the 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You
should check it out. And we took some footage there. We met some really cool people.
Mm-hmm.
There were some amazing artists there. I bought some art, and which was great. I have freaky sci-fi art hanging in my bedroom. My husband's not thrilled about it. He has now decided, I think, to make the library into a sci-fi shrine as well.
I think that's bright to keep that stuff out of your bedroom.
I think that he mainly wants to do that just to get it away from his stuff.
Well, it's a good excuse to buy a bunch more art. So
I know.
I would like to say one thing about Galaxy Fest. Well, and this is on the internet as well. The serious lack of girl shirts
for geeks.
Yeah. Girl geek.
Yes, like note the shirt I'm wearing, which has Batman and Robin, but it's totally a guy cut with the guy collar
and it feels like it's choking you, and there's no cute little curvy. Because look at my shirt, it's nice and it's fitted. So I was at this one booth and I saw this shirt. It said, "Proud to be a hooker," and then had a crochet hook underneath, and it said something like, "I crochet, you pervert," or something like that. I'm like, okay, I crochet. I need this shirt. It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
And I asked her, I'm like, do you have this in girl shirt? Because it was just kind of boy, and she's like, no. And
hello, what boy is gonna buy a crocheting shirt? I'm sorry.
Right? So
and
it's true for everywhere. And I was looking for online. I was looking for a Captain Hammer shirt, like a girl shirt. But they didn't. I mean, seriously, you can't find them. They'll have them with the crew neck that's up to here,
like this,
and they're not cute. Give me a cute V-neck. Give me a cute, I want a cute geek girl shirt. I don't understand why I don't understand.
Think Geek and Threadless will have some, but there's not just a huge.
No.
It's mostly you'll see Threadless will send me these emails that have what they're gonna have in their shop, and it will have all these awesome, Spider-Man or something.
But
whatever.
they're boy shirts.
But then when you go to click on it, I'm like, oh, that's a dude shirt.
It's all boy shirts.
Yeah.
What about us girls? Everybody out there listening,
yeah.
We want girl shirts.
And
I guarantee you more girls will buy your shirts because you're missing a whole group of people.
Yeah.
But
okay, females.
Rant over. Please start making. And if anybody sees a Captain Hammer girl shirt out there, can you please send me a link? Or a Thor girl shirt that's really cute. Please send me a link because there are not awesome ones out there, and I want an awesome one.
Yeah. So we are going to show you some clips now that we took at Galaxy Fest. And if you missed it this year, it's okay. There's another chance next year. And it's worth going to, especially Christine didn't make it Saturday, but I got back on Saturday, and there was a lot more costumes, and it was a lot of fun both days. So here's the footage. Hope you enjoy, and enjoy the people that we met there.
Hey everybody, it's Geeky Faucets. We're here at Galaxy Fest. Woo! So we're just gonna take a walk through, and we've seen a red stormtrooper, which is awesome. Something I've never seen before.
No.
So kind of
we had some chocolate that you use for stuff.
Yeah, some risque chocolate.
It tastes really good.
So that's pretty interesting.
Not really sweet. I'm just saying.
And we saw some comic books that were XXX rated that are coming up right over here. So that was
comic books. Comic books I might actually be interested in.
Yeah, zombie
versus cheerleaders.
Yeah, that one looks pretty
actually,
good.
We're right here.
Yeah, here we are. Woo! Comic books. So yeah. And
There's lots of
lip tattoos.
Yeah, lip tattoos. Never seen those.
Such a new one on
And I like all the My Little Pony stuff.
Yes, and there's a lot of steampunk stuff,
Which is
and
awesome.
we've actually had conversations with people who know who Doctor Who is and actually watch the show. So that's kind of great.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Yeah, so we're having a really good
We
time.
found Martha Jones fans,
We did.
which is unusual.
It is very unusual.
Go ahead.
So yeah, and My Little Pony, everything, and Star Trek. There's a lot of stuff for Star Trek fans here, which
They
is
even had
super
like
fun.
have old like toys and things. And there's micro machines.
Like vintage stuff.
I love
which is
micro
super fun.
machines.
Yeah. Oh, see, there's something for everybody. And then there's this lady's dress, which is awesome. I love it. Guys, we're here at Galaxy Fest still, and we found some super cool people that we're gonna let you talk to because
They make awesome movies.
Yeah, you're gonna
For
like
example,
this a
Cave
lot.
Women on Mars.
Yeah.
Attack of the Moon Zombies. Yeah, read it for yourself. How can these be bad? They can't.
Amazing. So here are their beautiful faces. Yay! So tell us your names and a little about yourselves.
I'm Christopher Mim. I'm the writer and director of these awesome films you showed just a second ago.
Yeah.
And this is
I'm Stephanie Mim's wife, and I act and do costumes and anything else.
She's a star, in other words.
she's a
the
star.
diva.
She is.
Diva. Hardly.
So how long have you been making films then?
Since 2005, I put out a movie a year, basically.
How did you get into these kinds of movies? Because this is kind of a specialized niche.
It is very much so. I grew up on them. My dad was a kid in the 50s, so he introduced me to them when.
I have one of those dads.
Yeah. I mean, he got a VCR very early. He was kind of a tech geek, so he got us a VCR, and he instantly started renting all those old movies from when he was a kid. And so I used to sit and watch them with him. And so I sort of fell in love with that cheesy Saturday matinee kind of movies. And so when I started making movies, I knew it was something that I could do. Because I didn't know how to make movies when I started making movies. So I figured I could make mistakes.
Yeah, no
It would be
kidding.
charming.
It'd be totally forgiven in these kinds of movies
Exactly.
too.
And
so-
actually, it's almost like the more
It's
mistakes I make,
expected.
it almost makes it better.
Right? There
It's
you
like
go.
it adds charm to it or something.
Now, how does your spouse here feel about these kinds of movies? Do you like them, or did this kind of come with the marriage?
Well, I used to watch them on. I grew up in Wisconsin, so it was on like Channel 18, the what is it?
UHF.
UHF
Ah.
channel.
UFO
The
channel.
UFO
I was going to say UHF. I know that.
Very
movie.
similar.
that channel, they play them on Saturdays and Sundays, so I did watch them as a kid, and then but it did come with we had been married a couple years before we started doing this.
Before he came out of the closet.
Yeah.
Like, hey, honey, guess what I like?
We need to talk.
So now, do you have
Don't
a real
freak out.
do you have a real job as well?
Yes, I'm also a computer programmer and web designer.
Okay.
But I've been doing this long enough, and I have enough now that it's kind of like a half-time job. So I do
Fantastic!
half and half.
I love
So is
it.
your hope to go full time with this kind of stuff?
Ideally, I'm kind of sick of the computer stuff.
Yeah,
honestly.
Great. This seems a lot more fun. I'll
It
be
is.
honest. Yeah.
And it's more creative, and it's more,
Yeah.
I get to sort of.
It's way cooler than computer programming.
It's
for
not as
sure.
exciting as it sounds, but
But for you, maybe.
what it, you know, what
Right,
it is.
right.
All right. Well, thanks so much, and tell us your name again and your website.
Christopher Mim, and my website is sainteuphoria.com. SAINT, all spelled out. Euphoria, which I have to spell because no one knows how to spell it. EUPHORIA.com.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're still here at Galaxy Fest, and I discovered Captain Hammer here, also known as Michael. And I'm a big fan, of Captain Hammer. He's one of my favorites. So, now how did you decide to become Captain Hammer tonight?
Well, I typically do the more involved costumes. I do Joker and I do Edward Scissorhands. Those are the two I've done recently. But this morning I woke up and was just like, I don't want to shave, I don't want to dye my hair, I don't want to put on makeup. And so I had a Captain Hammer shirt, and like I had the rest of this stuff that was from like, clothes I used to wear. And I did.
Gloves are perfect.
The gloves I actually made this morning because I had a bit of extra leather.
You made those?
Yeah, well, not this part. But I just put on the cuffs because that's how they look on the
Right.
I wanted to make it more than just a pair of clothes. And I do leatherworking stuff as my hobby, and that's the gloves.
So do you frequent like Galaxy Fest type places, Comic-Con, all that stuff?
I didn't get a Comic-Con last year in Denver because this is the first year. I do Starfest every year if I can make it, which has been like the last 2 years. This is the second year for this. I've been here both years, so yeah, I I definitely enjoy going to conventions.
Okay, so what is your favorite
Aspect.
No, your favorite cosplay, your favorite thing to dress up as?
My favorite thing is the Joker.
Why?
Well, because Edward Scissorhand, the other thing I do is hot. And a skin-tight black suit with metal on your hands. It's heavy, and it's leather, and it was very hot, and it was, I stood in our room, and we had the coolant in our room, and I like straddled that for like 20 minutes one day up there.
And you should. I bet you're a bit sticky.
No,
Those pants
yeah,
are not.
no, well they're leather, so it's not like,
Still,
it's
my
fun.
goodness.
And they only stopped here. And,
Oh, that's good. At least you have a little bit of.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Michael. I
problem.
love that you're Captain Hammer so much.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you so much for talking to me.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. And we had a lot of fun. The filmmaker that you met there, my son, we ended up buying the entire collection, and he loves them. He's a little amateur filmmaker himself, and he has had a great time watching them. And they're new. You can find him on, let's see, on Facebook. I think it's Christopher R. M-I-H-M Films. And he has a new one coming out. The trailer came out today. Which
He posted
it on
it's on
Geeky
our
Faucets Facebook page as well.
I watched it. It's actually quite hilarious.
It is. It's about a giant spider
My
attacking.
8-year-old daughter was sitting next to me, and she goes, "Mommy, that wasn't scary."
It's so
And
they're like so brilliant.
They're
love
so
them.
great.
Yeah. And which is what we're going to talk about today, actually.
Movies.
Movies. Yes. Yeah. So we have a lot of upcoming geek films that we're pretty excited about. So
I think the one I'm most excited about is the Star Trek one.
oh yes.
Because
Benedict
Benedict
Cumberbatch is gonna be in
Cumberbatch.
it,
Yes.
of Sherlock, BBC Sherlock.
And
Yeah.
I
think he's going to be the baddie.
He is going to be the bad guy, and he's got such a great bad guy voice. It's nice and low, and
He's
this one looks
scary.
a little darker than the first one, I think. But I'm looking for. I was watching the trailer the other day, and I'm like, ooh, this is going to be good. Like it's going to be
know.
exciting. I think it's going to be really good. I'm
And
really
I think
looking
that one
forward
comes
to
out in May. And that's, of course, J.J. Abrams, who directed the first one as well. So it's going to be really good. And the same cast, so it's going to be
I
great.
just can't. I don't want to put my hopes up too high because every time I do that, I hate the movie.
Well,
So I'm trying to take it down a notch.
For me, Simon Pegg is in it, and I am a huge
Yes.
Simon Pegg fan.
Yes,
I
me as
love
well.
Simon Pegg. So he plays Scotty, and he's brilliant. So
I
I'm
agree.
excited about
Looking
that.
forward to that one.
Yeah, so
for
that's going to be a
sure.
good one. And then Warm Bodies is out right now, which we have not seen yet, but we have very mixed feelings about it. I think we talked about it, and we're kind of like, could go either way.
I'm
like-
not sure it's worth spending $8 to see.
Yeah,
That's
might
my
be a wait
thing.
for DVD.
That might be a Netflix one.
Yeah.
I'll pay $1.50 for anything.
Yes.
You know?
Redbox is time for Redbox.
Yeah, because I don't know. I want it to be good. Like, I want an awesome zombie. I was actually thinking about that the other day. I love love stories. I love love. I love it.
Yes.
And so it'd be so awesome if they had a zombie love story. But seeing the preview, I'm like,
Maybe
I
it's
just
not as
don't.
awesome as I thought.
I just
I don't
don't
know.
I don't know.
I'm holding out. I'm keeping hope alive because I think it has potential. And that other guy, the sidekick, whose name I do not know and who I cannot think of another movie he's in, but he's really funny. The guy that's the other zombie's friend. Anyway, so random dude who's sort of balding. I think you're very funny, and I probably will go see the movie because of you. So yeah, that one I'm kind of looking forward to at least. Either loving or hating.
Yeah, sticking with the zombie theme, World War Z.
Oh, dude.
She's reading. I'm in the middle of the book. I think my Kindle says I'm about 85% done with it. I really like the book. It was kind of hard to get into it first, but it's gotten really good. Really enjoy it. But
Are they running zombies? Because the preview of the movie looked like they were running zombies.
I thought that most of them were slow. They swim.
Oh.
They do swim because they have stories of like people who go into the water and are never seen again.
Oh dear.
Kind of a thing. So they have their swimmers, but it seems like they're mostly slow. I could have missed it though because I usually read these before going to bed, and sometimes I get really confused
Did you watch the preview though?
I did.
Because
I
didn't
did.
it look
They
like
seemed
were
very
running?
fast.
They seemed very fast. It
But in the
terrified me.
show, in the book, they seem very slow to me.
Okay.
So I don't know. I could be missing
The
something.
preview to me looked a grand mixture of awesome and terrifying.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about seeing it, but sort of with Christopher Mim, actually, to go back to him, the filmmaker, with one of his films, he has this thing he hands out, which is like a piece of cardboard with a picture from the movie on it, and it's called a fear shield. So you can put it up over your eyes, and it gets really scary.
I love that.
So brilliant. Anyway, so I think I might take it with me to see World War Z because I'm pretty sure it might be a little bit scary at times. And that, of course, has Brad Pitt. And the book is written by Max Brooks.
Who? Did you know that's Mel Brooks' son?
I did not know that. Are you serious?
Totally. Well, I think so. I think I read it in like the Amazon comments or when I was looking up zombie movie because Mel Brooks is hilarious.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
That book does not seem hilarious at all.
It is not. Like it is not. He's also wrote the Zombie Survival Guide, like the big famous zombie survival guide.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Mel Brooks, like funniest guy around. His son writes a scary zombie book.
Well, there you go.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. It is crazy. Oh, also, Catching Fire, the next
See, that's another one I'm not sure about. And here's why. Let me tell you why.
Tell me.
Because I loved the first book in the series, The Hunger Games.
Yes.
I loved the first book. And then each book, to me, got a little less believable and a little, more contrived every single time.
Yeah.
I just don't...
And darker.
And a little darker. And
A lot darker.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I loved the first book. The second book I actually liked quite a lot because I thought the concept of, them calling back the former Hunger Games winners and then, like, the way it was like a clock and all that, the island or whatever.
Yeah.
It was cool. But the third one, I'll be honest.
It missed the mark, I think.
I'm not a fan of the third one.
Somebody died in that one and I was not happy.
I'll probably see the movie anyway just because I love movies. But,
I don't have my hopes really high up for that one.
Well, and they changed directors on this one.
Oh.
So, Gary Ross directed The Hunger Games, and this one is Francis Lawrence. So, and Philip Seymour Hoffman.
I
is
really
also
like
in
that
this
guy
one.
a lot.
Yeah, and he plays the new game maker guy, game master, whatever you call it. So,
It'll be interesting. I think it'll be okay, but that's another one I'm just like, I'm excited about it, but it's not one of those ones that I'm like, oh my god, I need to see it the second day it comes out, or the first day it comes out. So.
And if you haven't read the books by Suzanne Collins, you should definitely read them. Especially, the first, you get to form your own opinion about the third one. But they're some of the most brilliant young adult books I've read.
Did you know there is a Japanese version?
Yes,
called Battle Royale. I actually read it.
And it's more graphic, right?
It's much more graphic, and it's really, really good.
Is it?
And I really, really enjoyed it. I actually have it if you want to read it.
Yeah.
But it scared me a little bit more, and the love story I thought was better. And I don't know, but it came out long before Hunger Games did. But so if you want to read a really good one, that one's a good one. Battle Royale. It's basically the same premise, but they take a class of middle school students.
Middle school's rough enough.
Yeah, right? I think it's middle school anyway. Middle, high school, somewhere around there. And they put them on a deserted island, and they basically all have to kill each other until one person's left. And it's
very similar.
It's very, very similar. It's very good. Yeah.
It's intense.
It is.
Okay, Man of Steel. I'll be honest. I don't think either of us have ever been Superman fans.
No.
Superman has never done it for me.
I like the curl in front of his head. That's about
I
it.
cannot get behind Superman. I've had a really hard time. However, I'm a little bit more hopeful with this one, which it comes out in June, and it's one of the producers is Christopher Nolan, who is the directors for the Dark Knight films. And those are, I think part of my issue with The Man of Steel, I don't know what my issue is, because I thought it was that he was too squeaky clean. But Captain America is as squeaky as you can get, and I adore him.
Clean.
Yeah, I love Captain America, so I
was going to say maybe it's his tights and cape, but Captain America has basically the same tights and things, but he doesn't. Captain America doesn't bother me. Superman
I don't know what it is about Superman. I've never been a fan, but I'm hoping that this one. I saw the preview in theaters a few months ago, and I was like, hey, I want to see that.
I like his outfit.
Looks pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it looks
I like his
it looks
outfit
like
quite
a
a bit.
much better. Yeah, so we'll see if DC will revive Man of Steel. You know, bring Superman to
Well, if
a.
Christopher Nolan does it and he did The Dark Knight, maybe there's hope.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm interested to see what they do with it. It's kind of hard to say at this point with the 2-minute preview that you see, but it looks
you just never know.
it looks much more hopeful than any of the other Superman I've seen in the past. So
Yeah. The shocking one to me was Oblivion with Tom Cruise. And I watched the trailer the other day because if Tom Cruise is in it, okay, can go either way because sometimes he's way too actiony and just, okay, whatever, it's Tom Cruise.
it's never too actiony. I love action.
Well, whatever.
For me.
But anyway, this one was intriguing. I was very intrigued by
Dude,
the whole
I saw this
concept.
preview in the theater and I almost threw my popcorn down. I was so excited. I was like, oh my word, it's an
Here,
awesome
take my money.
sci-fi!
Take my money.
Yes, take my money, take all the money. I want to see it. Yeah, so it's like about humans resettling on a moon of Saturn or something like that.
Because something happened on Earth and everything.
Something happened on Earth, and there's Tom Cruise is left there to sort of clean up after, but then he discovers this other human or something along.
Well,
that
there's
line. It's
monsters.
obscure.
There's monsters
Definitely
or something
monsters.
there too, but we don't see what they are.
They don't.
We don't know what they are.
At this point, and it's not coming out. Well, it's coming out in April, so that's not too far. So yeah, that one looks.
It looks really.
Oh, it looks
interesting.
So good. Yeah, I'm very excited about that one. It looks really good, for sure. And Ender's Game. You just bought the book.
I bought the book. I found it at Goodwill.
Yes,
Because I figured I should. Because I hear from a lot of people that it's really, really good.
It is. I read it this last year actually because people have been telling me forever because I like to read those kind of books. I like sci-fi and fantasy and those kind of things, and I've had people tell me forever, have you read Ender's Game? Because it's so good. And honestly, when I was reading the book, I kind of felt like, yeah, this is pretty good. I kind of felt on the fence until the end. So I'm not going to give away why, but at the end, then I was like, this is a freaking brilliant book. You know what I mean? It was one of those that
are
like
hard to get through.
Yeah, that you're just
You're
kind of
like,
like,
why am I reading this?
This
thing?
is pretty good. I mean, I didn't think it was bad in the middle of it. I just was like, okay, this is a decent book. But then at the end, I was like, oh my word, brilliant.
Okay,
book.
well, I'm intrigued.
And it has the kid Asa Butterfield who starred in Hugo. Have you seen that? Oh, that is a beautiful.
Isn't it after a book?
Yes, it's a beautiful book and a beautiful movie. I mean, like just yeah. I mean, we have loved the book. It's called The Invention of Hugo Cabret is what the book is called, and I think it's David Selznick. And we've loved the book in our house for ages. It's like this thick, but it's tons of illustrations as well.
Is it a fast read?
Yeah, oh yeah. For you, it would be a super fast read. I mean, it's made for like
Little ones.
littler, not little ones, but sort of middle age.
Yeah, right.
Middle age.
Middle school.
Middle school, yeah. Middle-aged people who can't handle those books without pictures anymore. Anyway, so I think it's just a brilliant book, and it's really poignant and good. And the movie. Yeah, and so he plays Hugo in the movie, and the movie is beautiful. Like it's just so pretty to look at. Like it's the cinematography and the coloring and lighting and.
Well, but
it's
is the
just
movie
amazing.
actually good though? Because sometimes a movie can be really pretty, but you're like, why am I?
No, it's totally
watching
good. Well,
this?
I mean, it's probably compared to most kids' movies, it's a lot slower moving. So I would think it's not for littler kids because they would probably get bored. But I loved it. I mean, I cried in the theater. It was just such a
A
beautiful
crying
film.
movie? I hate crying movies.
No, it's not like a crying movie. It's just crying because it was touching. It wasn't like something sad and
No, I still
awful.
hate crying movies.
I know
I hate
you
crying
do.
in movies.
She does. She hates crying in movies. She
Why
misses
do
some
I have
good
to
ones.
cry?
I don't know, but because then you get your money's worth.
I don't
guess.
get my money's worth if I'm like wiping.
Oh, dude, do not go see Les Mis, just for the record.
No, I'll see that one because I like the music in it.
Okay.
And I know I'll cry, but I think I'll be okay with that one because I'm expecting that one.
I've never ever cried as much in a movie as that one, actually.
I cried a lot in Moulin Rouge. And the end
that's
gets
a
me
shame.
every single time. I've watched it multiple times, and every
know it
single time at
happens.
the end, I'm like, I know it happens. Why do I have to cry?
Yeah.
Anyway, those are my own psychological issues. Excuse me.
I wish that they could do a Moulin Rouge too, but since one of the main characters is no longer there, I guess that kind of rules that out. I mean,
Oh,
the
right,
end of the story.
right. Yeah,
she dies.
You
Sorry.
that was a
It was
spoiler.
a spoiler, sorry.
I'm a little late for me to say spoiler.
I know. Sorry, yeah. So, anyway, okay, Wolverine. The Wolverine.
Okay, Hugh Jackman. I will see that because Hugh Jackman's in there.
That's all we need to say. Hugh Jackman.
No, because can that man do wrong? No. know. He can sing. He can dance. He seems super sweet. He loves his wife and his kids. And
he's beautiful.
Yeah, and he's like super buff, and I don't think he can do wrong.
And he's Australian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is great.
Which
I
he
love
sounds
it.
cool.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi.
What was that?
It's an Australian thing.
Okay.
We lived in Australia for a brief amount of time, so all my Aussie friends will appreciate that, hopefully. And this one is apparently not with the X-Men, and it's not a sequel to Origins, the Wolverine Origins.
I liked that one, though. That was
It was a really good one. But this is sort of, I think, him sort of on his own, like a rogue sort of guy. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I'm a huge fan of the X-Men. And
I like Wolverine. He's not a normal superhero guy. Like he's not mean. He's
angsty.
just and he's rugged and he's just like I don't know. He's kind of mad, and it's kind of nice to see somebody who's a little mad.
he's mad.
You know?
He's not kind of mad.
Okay, he's
pretty
really
much
mad. Okay, he's really mad. I think
Yeah.
I'd be mad too if somebody had my exoskeleton be all metal and have things popping out of my fingers.
Not exoskeleton though.
Whatever.
His intro skeleton.
Whatever it is.
Exoskeleton sounded right. Okay, whatever. I know what you mean though. Yes.
Thank you.
And I think that he's
gonna be a
and the
good one.
cigar, the whole
thing, and then
it's
on
just
the
a
motorcycle,
good
and
package.
his
and
hair.
the jacket.
I'm not a big fan of his hair.
Anna has my oldest daughter, Anna. She has a major issue with dude hair. Like there are very few guys' haircuts that she's okay with. So I'm
Wolverine
thinking,
hair, it's like almost like a
it
40s
is.
curl.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
mean? Yeah, it does.
And it's just not.
Maybe they're gonna alter that a little bit.
I mean, I think I get why, because he puts his mask on like in the
Yeah.
movie, whatever, and it's got the little ears. But I don't know, control it.
Get it? You don't have to use the curling iron every morning. It's
you
okay.
really you are rugged and handsome.
Do not curl the hair.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Put the curling
Agreed.
iron down.
Step away.
Dudes and curling irons don't mix. There's this guy. Excuse
Never.
me. This is your warning. I'm talking about a Korean drama.
Okay.
So
be warned.
Seriously. So there's this one Korean drama. It's called Boys Over Flowers, and the main guy, I swear he's got a perm. It's like curly, and I'm like wavy, curly. I don't even know what he was doing. I'm sitting here going, "You're actually a good-looking man. What are you thinking with the?" I don't know. And then I've seen him in other dramas where his hair is straight. I'm like, wow, you actually look good.
What the heck?
I don't know, because I'm looking at I was talking to my mom about it, and I'm like, Mom, what did he do to himself? This is horrible.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of dudes taking longer to get ready than chicks, for sure.
No.
And the fact is that it does not take me very long to get ready. So you have to be a low-maintenance man for me, which my
Right.
husband is.
So is mine,
And
thank God.
I'm glad. But, yeah, I mean, I just don't understand the whole, tanning, curling hair.
Manscaping.
Manscaping.
Metrosexual manscaping.
Yeah. Not a fan.
Yeah. Please be a man.
Yeah.
I like a man.
We live
I
in
like
Colorado.
a clean-shaven man.
We're into the rugged mountain man.
But I like it clean-shaven.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I kind of like both. Like, John shaves sometimes, but I like the beard too. It's good.
I don't. Justin's ever grown in like a full one, so I
For
never let
patches?
him. No. I think he can grow in a full one, but I don't let him get that far because it hurts to kiss him, and I like kissing my husband.
Oh, aw. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's Day. By the time you watch this, it's probably not, so. Happy late Valentine's Day. Okay, Oz the Great and Powerful. Have you seen this one, the preview?
I've seen the previews for it, and the flying monkeys are kind of scary.
They were kind of scary in the first.
I know that. I only watched it once, and I never watched it again.
The Judy Garland one?
Totally. I've only seen it once.
Oh my word, I've seen it like about 1 billion times.
Nope.
And I love it, love it, love it. Yes, the flying monkeys, agreed. They're scarier in this one.
Uh-huh.
So if the flying monkeys in the first movie, and this, by the way, is not a sequel or a prequel or whatever to the movie necessarily. From what I've read and seen in the preview, it looks like it's taken a lot from the book, which is great as far as I'm concerned, because I've read the book to my kids, well, twice actually, and it's a great book, the original Wizard of Oz. We haven't gone into any of the, because there's like a bazillion of them. Like,
I didn't know that.
yeah, there's a lot of,
I had no idea.
yeah, Frank Baum wrote a ton of those. And so we've read The Wizard of Oz, and there's this really great group of creatures that are all made of china, like little china doll
So
people.
cute.
Yeah, and it's a great
Are they
park.
in this?
But yeah, in the preview, they totally had like a China girl in it, and I was like, oh, little China
that's
doll.
awesome.
And so I was really excited because we loved that in the book, and it just wasn't in the other movie, the old 1934 MGM business
Whatever
one.
it
Yeah,
was.
which
Yeah.
was great, but it was not like the
Scared the
book very
Mess
much.
out of me, but anyway.
So I was excited, and Sam Raimi is directing it, who is the guy who directed the original Spider-Man, original Spider-Man trilogy, the one with Tobey Maguire. So
I
he's
liked that one.
yeah, I did too. I like the first movie in that series for sure. And James Franco is in it.
I don't know, dude's kind of a creeper.
But
Maybe that's just because he's a good actor and he's supposed to be a creeper. I don't know, but every movie I see him in, I'm like, oh, my skin crawls.
Well, did you see him host the Oscars that one year?
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's the only time I've really felt bad feelings towards him. And I love him in movies. I think he's a brilliant actor. But when I saw him host the Oscars, I was like, what?
Why was it just weird?
It was like, I think it was like he was on something. He was just sort of like not there, like, hey guys, so where are we? This is like an award show, right? I mean, it was just, and then Anne Hathaway was next to him, like, ah, yeah, and I was like, oh, poor Anne
And like,
Hathaway.
you didn't match these
No,
two
it
people
was-
very
it was-
well.
It was rough. It was a rough go that year.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was last year or whatever. Okay, we're on to page 2. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do a 2-parter.
I think so too. We still have a lot of movies to talk
We
about.
do. We have a whole page of movies that we haven't even touched on. So we'll probably continue this on the next episode so that we don't end up making this an hour.
Yeah, and let us know. Like, comment on Facebook or YouTube or email us geekyfaucets@gmail.com and let us know what you think of some of these movies, or if there's ones that you want us to talk about, or
Yes.
ones that I mean, even like smaller movies that you're like, oh my gosh, this is so great, but they're not mainstream ones, which never get the proper amount of publicity anyway. So email us or comment on the video or something like that, and let us know, because we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so we have another list here, but we would love to hear your feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Comment, email, whatever. We would love to hear from you. So that's all for today. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in episode 4.